Bruce Lee created two separate arsenals, one for the screen, which was dramatic and visually exciting, and one for reality, which was raw, stripped down, and deadly. The moves we're about to explore belong to that second category, the moves for real survival, the ones too dangerous for public display. The finger jab, the weapon of precision. One of Bruce Lee's most devastating yet understated moves was the finger jab to the eyes. On camera, he often demonstrated lightning-fast punches, but in real fights, Bruce believed the eyes were one of the quickest and most effective targets. His finger jab wasn't random, it was a scientific strike. He trained his fingers to be strong, conditioned them by thrusting them into sandbags and buckets of gravel until they were tough as steel. A finger jab to the eye could blind, disorient, and instantly end a fight. It required speed, precision, and incredible timing. Bruce called this his longest weapon against the nearest target. Imagine being an opponent and before you could even blink, his fingers were in your eyes. That's not something you could demonstrate publicly without causing severe injury, which is why Bruce mostly kept it out of public view. On screen, he replaced it with punches and flashy moves, but among his closest students, they knew this was one of his secret, unstoppable tools. The groin kick, simplicity over style. Hollywood loves high kicks, spinning heel kicks, and jumping attacks. But Bruce Lee believed in something else, simplicity. One of his favorite real-life techniques was the straight kick to the groin. It didn't look glamorous, it didn't make the crowd cheer, but it worked. Bruce practiced this kick endlessly. He would stand in front of heavy bags, delivering direct, explosive groin kicks with surgical accuracy. Why? Because the groin is one of the most vulnerable areas of the human body. A perfectly placed kick could drop even the strongest opponent instantly. This move was too ugly for films, but in Bruce's private teaching, he emphasized it again and again. He taught his students that in real combat, there are no rules and no mercy. You go for the target that guarantees results. That's why he rarely showcased this technique publicly. It wasn't cinematic, but in reality, it was unbeatable. The oblique kick, the silent destroyer. Another move Bruce Lee used that couldn't be shown in its full brutality was the oblique kick, also known today as the stop kick. If you've ever watched UFC fights, you've probably seen Jon Jones and other fighters use it, often leaving opponents limping. But Bruce Lee was using this decades before. The oblique kick targeted the opponent's knee. Instead of aiming high, Bruce aimed low, attacking the joint in such a way that it could hyperextend or break instantly. It wasn't meant to knock someone out, it was meant to cripple them so they couldn't fight anymore. This was not something you could put in a movie without raising eyebrows. Imagine Bruce